Yo, wagwan. This your boy, Jadon Legendary, and we are back with a Skyrim photo session. We have our Nordic ladies. Okay, that's four peoples. That's Vivian here. That's Shay the botanist, Lynx the vampire, and Cleo, the Greek Cleo, the thief. With that being said, make sure you hit that like button, that subscribe button, that notification bell. Share with your peoples. Join the Legendary Clan Sports to become legendary. Got little perks and stuff like that. You can see videos early. Check out the new swag that I made. That crap is mad clean. New designs created. Check out all the links in the description. You might find some stuff you might like. With that being said, let's go. Over here on the spot. Okay. As y'all know, I did get some new textures fairly recently. I mean, as you can see, everything looks absolutely fantastic. I'm about to be making use of a lot of this stuff. Starting with this here log, if she can sit on it properly. Pause. I don't know why that sounds kind of crazy, but you know what I mean. This guy done doing some cyberpunk. Those came out heat as per usual. Might give me a good idea on the dang on the voting poll that I did. But by the time this video comes out, that voting poll will be pretty old. But somebody gave me a good idea. It was like, yo, I want to see you do more custom created characters on Cyberpunk like you did during the live stream. I'm like, whoa. You know what? I didn't think about that. I gotta figure out how I would make that happen. I hear something? Oh. I gotta figure out how I'm gonna make something like that happen, though. Let's bring that time down. See that sunlight more. Have it in the perfect spot, not too much though, because then we ain't gonna be able to see her. You know, pale characters, you gotta be careful with putting them in too much sunlight. They're gonna disappear on you. Matter of fact, let me reduce the lighting just a little bit, increase the lighting a little bit, and deepen those colors by a lot to really give it that good realistic look that I always go for with my Skyrim photos, man. I tell you what, getting all these dang clean mods was a good idea, because my Skyrim photos look way cleaner. It's funny, this character was supposed to, I was attempting to recreate my Cyberpunk character over here at my Cyberpunk character here on Skyrim, but she ended up definitely being her own character. Although oddly enough, she reminds me of the wrestler. Rhea Ripley, I think her name is. I don't know why. She reminds me of that character. What character? Of that lady. I say character because I was thinking of what the fuck is that game called? Modern Warfare 2023. That's where I had got that skin. That's how I found out about that lady. Because I don't watch wrestling, so I had no clue who she was beforehand. Until they released that pack, and I'm like, who the heck are these people? They had Cody Rhodes. The only one I knew was Rey Mysterio because he's been wrestling forever. And even if you don't watch wrestling, you kind of just end up knowing about him and all the old wrestlers like him because they've been around for so dang long. Well, this is I guess it's safe to say the log is not gonna work unless she's facing the wrong direction. Come on, bro. I wanted to make use of the log. I guess not. That's it. The way it's gonna work is if her dang arm is colliding, man. Goodness. I don't watch wrestling, so I had no clue who she was. But then, oddly enough, as soon as I get on YouTube, around that time, they had sent me a video. Recommended me a video. You know YouTube, they'll always recommend you something that you have never seen before, and they'll push it to you multiple times. So then I seen her face. I'm like, wait, why the heck she look familiar? Is that the actual person to the skin I got on Call of Duty? Sure enough, it was. Although they keep. Man, hold up. So you just gonna watch this much of the video, and you not even gonna subscribe? Nah, don't wave to them. They ain't even hit the subscribe button. Come on now, hit that subscribe button. But 100 with you, the skin is great. That's like dang near the only skin I use on Modern Warfare 2023. However, they did not do her justice. Because the actual lady is way prettier than the skin. The skin, she's a little rough around the edges. Okay? The actual lady, pretty dang gorgeous. I ain't even gonna sit here and lie to you. Alright, she look great. And this character, like I said, I was trying to make her look like my Cyberpunk character. And that's why you can see she got the bright gray eyes, the freckles, the moles in the same spot. But what I did was her chin is not... my character's chin on Cyberpunk is decently wide, as where this character's chin is fairly narrow. That's one of the main things I messed up on. Body type wise is dang near perfect. That's how this is the body type that my character on Cyberpunk would have. A muscular but a little muscular but a little chunky type of woman. Not too large in the upper region. More heavy, bottom heavy type of character. I don't know how to model stuff on, so that's not something I can pull off unless somebody was to create the body type for me. I ain't got them skills, okay? I made this body type because somebody made a modeling studio for it, which makes things way easier. Normally, you would have to use, like, Blender or something. Last time I was on Blender, I was confused. I didn't know what the fuck I was looking at. Oh, alrighty. This is not gonna work. I was trying to model some shoes, I think, at the time. I was completely and utterly lost. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck I'm looking at. That was... How many years ago now was that I attempted doing that? I think I was still a teenager. I had to be like 16, 17 years old. I'm like, alright. This ain't gonna work. I don't know what I'm looking at. I was completely and utterly lost when I got on there. Like, completely. I didn't know what I was looking at. I think the farthest I got was fucking spawning a skeletal model, but never actually did anything with it. Because I didn't know what to do with it and how to do anything with it. That was the farthest your boy got. Spawning a dang skeletal model and spawning a dang ball. That was it. After that I realized, okay, 3D modeling is definitely not my type of thing. I mean, maybe it could be. Maybe if I would have actually took some time to figure it out. I think I did that for like a little bit before I was like, alright. Which I would love to do. Well, not love to do, but I wouldn't mind doing, because the body type that I am currently stuck with on Cyberpunk is not correct to my main character. It's definitely more like this. This is what this body type was. Okay, not very large in the chest region. Okay, but muscular, well-built, stocky little woman. Okay, that's what OGV was supposed to look like. Why did the time fly back so dang fast? I just realized that it wasn't supposed to be red. It was supposed to be a stocky build. I mean, real strong. Which somebody had a body type like that, but they stopped updating it, so people stopped making stuff for it. Somebody got a new one that looks very similar to it, but the tattoos don't work. Although I've been thinking about taking the tattoos off my character. I don't know. I think it's too dang late though. I done already did who knows how many pictures on that character now. So if she just suddenly had no tattoos, it probably wouldn't look right. Probably wouldn't look right. If I wanted to. I think it's. But then again, at the same time, it is 2077 in Cyberpunk. They might have the technology. I think that's one of the main things that people like about that character, though. High amount of tattoos that she got. Though, in my personal opinion, I mean, she looked better without the tattoos, but it was like 4 years too dang late. Or I kind of figured that. Then I couldn't get of course I couldn't get the proper tattoos for this character to look really look like her. I'm like, alright, you're definitely just gonna have to be her own character. Because I gave her this super long hair. Reminds me of the wrestler lady. Not a bad thing, like, that's a great looking lady. Alright, that's a great looking lady. I ain't gonna sit here and lie to you. Not gonna get me to start watching wrestling though. I always hear people say that. I only watch it because this person. I can't do that. I just was never really the biggest fan of wrestling. I didn't really get it. For me, if I'm gonna watch anything where people is getting down and fighting, I needed to be like them actually getting down and fighting. Even then, sometimes that ain't enough. Like, as much as I love watching certain boxing, I've realized that I don't actually like boxing as much as I thought I did. What I like is specific fighters. Specific fighters that I like to see, and that's about it. If it ain't them, and it's like a slower fighter, more technical fighters, I'm cool. I'm cool. I'd rather not. I'll be bored out of my mind. It was just recently watching some boxing, and man, I ain't gonna lie, I was dozing off. It was a lot of technical fighting. And I know, obviously, as a fighter, you want to be you want to lean more on the technical fighting, so that when you get older, you don't be having you know, you don't be dealing with CTE and all that good stuff. Dang. Watching it, another thing. Watching it is another thing. You a part of it, I fully understand it. Protect your brain. Protect that brain at all times. When you are, you know, when you're the watcher, I'm not a fan of technical fights. I'm like, technical fights be having me barking, dozing. Like I said though, if you're the fighter, absolutely you should be protecting your brain at all times. So even if people do consider you a boring fighter, hey, so be it, so be it. At least you won't, you know, you'll get all that good money and fame that you might want from boxing, but at least your brain will still work by the time you're 42, you know. Shoot, I can't even say 42. Some of these fighters out here developing CTE way earlier. There's a fighter. He's an Asian dude. I don't know his name because I don't really watch UFC at all. There's an Asian dude. He probably, if I'm not mistaken, he's probably like in his 30s. That man's CTE is on another level. Me personally, there's many ways in life to get to your paper, and I see why we're not getting as many good fighters as we once had. Because in my personal opinion, why get your brain meat punched out when you just, you know, there's a million other things you could get into and to be having getting punched in the face for a living. Unless you know, genuinely enjoy it and want it. Many things that can be, like, any. Some of these dudes out here be struggling in their later life because of that stuff. That CTE ain't no joke. There's a slight clipping going on. How's that? Her hair's clipping through her back too. Oh, real see some. Oops. Lost my mouse. There we go. Alright. Go. Make sure everything is working properly. Back. There's a lot of old school technical fighters that are pretty good and fun to watch, but then you got people like Evander Holyfield, who was ultra tactical. Even then, he still couldn't fully save himself from those complications that is boxing. Lost all sunlight. I can't let it go then. I was gonna let it go and kind of do his thing, but all sunlight still. I'm honestly surprised though, certain people though, like George Foreman, he lived a dang long time and was able to speak properly. That man, some people really are just built fucking tough. Even their brain meat is tough, because I don't know, the amount of punches he took to the head throughout all his career, even in his dang 40s, he still lived to see 70 something. At his size, 70 something, still healthy. I think he died in his later 70s too. That's the crazy part. In his lateral 70s. Matter of fact, let me see. I think he was like 77, 78. He was, that is not how you, okay, there we go. I'm gonna say, that is not how you spell it. He lived a while. 76. Okay, so I was close. He lived to see 76 at his size. 260, 270 region, 6'4", 6'3", 6'4", getting punched in the head like a million times during his career. Still was talking nice, still was boxing nice, because you saw a couple of older boxers who was throwing punches, and you know, was exactly what you would expect out of someone in their mid to late 70s. But you know, they just having fun. That's where George Foreman, he did a video of him throwing hands at like 74, 75 years old. Man, he could still put a hurting on some dang body. He could easily still put a hurting on somebody. When I saw that video, still had the power, still had the technique. And he was like 75 in that dang video, I think. 74, 75 in that video. Still talking clear as day, no issues, no slurring, no nothing. I'm like, okay. He's a rare phenomenon for sure. That's why he made it. Because if you really listen, if you really watch a lot of his old fights, he definitely wasn't the best fighter. He was just stupendously strong and had good techniques that a lot of people weren't used to because they were old school, which allowed him to excel. As you can probably tell, I watched quite a bit of George Foreman fights. He's definitely, out of all the boxers I've watched, he is definitely amongst my favorite. He wasn't the greatest fighter, okay? He was just stupendously strong, pretty good defense, and had a fucking titanium jaw, man. I think Muhammad Ali is the only person that knocked him out, and that was because he fucking spent all his energy on a strong arm a man who was almost as big. I was watching a video, somebody was like, Muhammad Ali was bigger. Not quite, but then again, at the same time, 4 pounds is not that much. 4 pounds is not that much. He was trying too hard to strong arm someone that was about the same size as him. That was the one part where he went off a little bit. You're going to strong arm a man, make sure he gotta be a lot smaller than you. You know what I mean? Like he did with plus technique comes into play as well. That was the beauty of the fights between him, Muhammad Ali, and Joe Frazier. Those three had the perfect fight styles that could negate each other, but couldn't negate the other. Joe Frazier put a hurting on Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali put a hurting on George. George put a hurting on Joe Frazier. Crap was amazing. As you could probably tell, though, I do enjoy a lot of old school boxing. That is a full 10 for this lady, though. These came out absolutely heat. These new graphics are amazing. This was one of the best decisions I've made, getting these new graphics. Like, don't get me wrong, the older photos I was doing here on Skyrim were great, but these graphics are something special. The ground textures, they match the character. That's what I love the most. They now match my character. Look at the water droplets on the leaves. Flowers are actually 3D now. It's absolutely gorgeous. I don't have that nasty looking weird blue boxes popping out the ground no more. It's a little framey because we are in 4K max graphics right now, but that happens each and every single time I do these. Anyways, let's move on to the next. Back in the fucking modern city, we on Clio. I ain't did nothing on Clio in a hot minute. I checked the fit, you know what I mean? Comfortable, but also saucy at the same time. And I got her the glasses, because I realized I never used the glasses on her, and the glasses look great on all of them. So, boom, you know what I'm saying? Scoot up a little closer real quick. Oh, done backed up too far. I've been drinking again. It's the only thing I ever remember from GTA 3. I've repressed the memories of playing that game. Like I said earlier, it was great up until about the end. I ain't gonna say too much because I don't know how many of y'all might try to play it yourselves. Okay. Man. So fun up until around the end, where it was no longer fun. Extremely annoying. It was great up until nearing the end, where all of a sudden, all of the missions became insufferable. I don't even use that word. But to explain to you how bad things got, I have to use the word. Insufferable, dude. The game went from, yo, this is everything I remember it being, to, what the fuck am I playing? What is this? Bullcrap, you know what I'm saying? When I first got on there, man, I was so dang excited. When I was doing the missions, I was like, yeah, this is everything I remember it being. Which is stupid because I never actually did the missions. I was too fucking young. I would just play on my dad's stuff where he would do like 90% of every dang thing. 99, 100% of everything. Okay? Because I was like 7 when that dang game came out. maybe younger. No, what was that, 2001? I was like 5 when that game came out. So obviously I ain't do none of the crap. And for some dang reason, I let those old memories fool me into believing that it was a good time. Yeah, maybe for a fucking 5, 6, 7-year-old who did nothing but goof around 96% of the time. 100% of the time. And drove trucks into every dang thing and did stunt jumps in the fast vehicles and banshees and stuff. But like actually played? No, I didn't do that. Okay? I did none of that. I was too young. No way that was gonna happen. Right? So I fooled myself into believing, oh man, it's gonna be so fun. It's gonna be just like it used to be. Which it was for the first couple of missions. Until it wasn't. Until it wasn't. I think it was around the mission where you gotta pull up to one of the dude's cribs. Without spoiling anything, you gotta pull up to one of the dude's cribs because the boss man, he wants you to kill him. One of the boss mans, not the main boss man. I doubt very many of you guys are actually gonna try to go back and play GTA 3, so I'm just gonna say it. There's a mission, okay? The first guy you're talking to, I believe, is Tony Cipriani. And you meet in his backyard like area, and he's always saying, "Hey Ma, what are you doing?" or something like that. Right? That's the joke, the running joke a part of his part. Right? And in this, he asks you to do something. If I'm remembering this correctly, that was a long time ago. I've repressed most of those memories because that was fucking terrible. Right? So you do that part, and you're supposed to go and kill somebody. You got to pull up to this big old mansion. Okay, and when you get there, that mission, if I'm saying it properly, that mission is where everything went downhill. The game went from being fun and surprisingly smooth for a game of its age into immediately, oh, I forgot this game came out in 2001. Because it went bad fast, dude. It went from being fun, enjoyable, and every dang thing to what happened? Where's the fun we were just having? Why is the game turned into this mess? Number one, the storyline made very little sense. All your character is doing, I forgot his name, Claude. All Claude is doing random odd jobs for random gang members. And then he kills them, he immediately betrays them afterwards. And you do that to every boss you meet up with. All of them. Then you go and save what seems like is supposed to be his girlfriend. He's like the daughter to one of the dudes that you work for before you kill him. For some reason, she's okay with that. She's okay with the fact that you just murdered her father. Right? And then, once you do that, you have to go through a dam, I think it is. And of course, like I said earlier, with old games, they don't give you challenges, they give you dumb crap and expect you to, just fly through it like it's nothing, right? So, once you do all that dumb crap, you then listen to the little ending cutscenes where you just saved the daughter to the dude, which it seemed like her and Claude was getting along quite well. What does he do? He does the same thing he did to everybody else. He kills her. So it's like, what the fuck was the point of this? Huh? How did this surpass Mafia 1? And the truth is, budget. That's how. Budget. Because under no circumstance is GTA 3, which came out in 2001, a better game than Mafia 1, which came out in 2002. Okay? Mafia is a way better game. The story, the voice acting, even the driving and everything was a million times better. I actually had fun playing Mafia 1. It had its moments, because it is an old game, after all. But it was much like Saints Row. Yeah, it had its moments, but overall, it was good fun. I'm gonna be honest with you, the main reason why we pulled up to the theater room, because the lighting is always absurdly spectacular. That's why we did it on the Haitian lady. That's why we're doing it here on the Greek lady. The lighting is absolutely fantastic. I mean, yeah, I can't even, you know what I mean, y'all know me, I ain't gonna sit here and lie to you, bro. The lighting is fantastic. The fit is amazing. You look great. Simple as that. But yeah, budget is the only reason how and why that game was able to surpass Mafia. Now, I'm not no fucking Mafia fanboy. I'm just a fanboy of truth. And the truth is, every Saints Row game, almost every Saints Row, let me correct that actually. The first two Saints Row games were better than the GTA games that came out in their era, except maybe GTA 4. That's when Rockstar started taking the storylines a bit more serious. GTA 4's storyline is very realistic, very heartfelt, you know what I mean? Tries to get you in the mind of Johnny, Luis, and Nico. Okay? Tries to put you in the mind of these three dudes in very same criminal worlds but different you know, avenues. Okay? Outside of that, GTA 3's story is goofy and nonsensical and has no direct meaning or purpose. He's just betraying every dang body he gets with, so it's like, what's the dang point? We just did all this for absolutely nothing. Pretty much. Then with Saints Row 1, the storyline was very realistic. Which in that, if we're competing, putting those two to compete together, then that would be with GTA 4. I gotta give GTA 4, like I said, I'll give GTA 4 his love. They did, that was when Rockstar started taking, oh, her hand is clipping through her hair like crazy. That's when Rockstar started taking the storylines a little bit more serious. But even then, you have two games with more serious style stories, and Saints Row just had a bit more fun to it. Mafia 2 was fantastic. The only problem I had with Mafia 2 is it was just too dang fast. I remember the first time I played Mafia 2, I didn't even realize I finished the game. It ended so fast. I was doing the mission where you and Joe are in the taxis, and you getting. Actually, I'm not gonna spoil that one because that's a great game. If you gonna go back and play a game, go back and play that one. That's a full 10. I ain't gonna lie. We were supposed to be more like swaggy with it, but the light in this dang room is just so dang good. The last couple of shots, it's just some booty shots. I mean, she looked great though. She looked great. I mean, I put her in the fit for her on purpose. That's a full 10 already. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna go back and play any game, it should definitely be. Who the heck? I forgot there's people here. If you're gonna go back and play a game, you should definitely go back and play Mafia. Those games are absolutely fantastic. Alright, let me move to the next character real quick. Don't get back. Alrighty, found a nice spot here. Hopefully the dang NPCs don't come back. It's empty right now. It could come back at any moment. The dang TV don't work though. Just a cool little casual fit for links here. I need to find a mod that gets rid of the vampire gaunt face. I mean, she still looks great, but it'd be nice if she didn't. I mean, you know what I mean? She a little too thick for that. Alright. she a little too thick for her face to be gaunt like that. Doesn't even make sense. Turn that color down a bit. We got a little too much color going on. Place is already really bright. Make it a little brighter. Do some of that color. Crease. Actually, no, that was good where it was. It's a big old bed, so more than likely it's two NPCs that live in here. So if they pop up in here, and I ain't got her specialty what's it called? Her dang specialty necklace on for her vampire abilities, well, I ain't gonna be able to kill them very efficiently. I never save the game, of course, because I don't want NPCs dead in this place. But it's just sometimes, you know, they be all up in the way. They just be all up in the way, so they gotta go. That's the only way to get rid of them. Is by taking them off the dang map. I'm not a fan of the top. It's pretty dang gaudy, 1970s, and real ugly. I don't know what to make her wear. As you can see, I've been going through a lot of dang items and I ain't figured nothing out. Some of this stuff is old though. Okay, the couch in the other spot was not working, so I'm like, let me pull up back to the spot because I ain't never made use of the pool table area. Old number 7 brand, Jack Daniels. I was about to say, what is that? I was struggling to figure out what the heck this said. I don't know how. I couldn't see that said old and number 7 brand. If for some reason my brain wasn't trying to register. The brain just wasn't trying to pick it up. Yeah, I'm gonna have to find a mod for her. Either that or just remove her vampirism. I would like her face to be back how it used to be. I mean, don't get me wrong, she's, like I said, she still looks great, but then you go to the side and half her dang face is missing. Okay. Now, the crazy thing is that somebody has a mod where you can use the vampire fangs and the eyeballs without your character actually being a vampire. So, naturally, I saved it. We're gonna go ahead, move her vampirism, get her face back to normal, download that mod so I can get her fangs back, because it's funny, because technically, I don't even use vampire abilities on her. I have a mod that somebody made called Hemomancy, where it uses blood spells. That's exactly what she is now. So she's kind of sort of a vampire, but not really. I very rarely actually use vampire lord mode, because she's heavy armor, so she doesn't exactly need it. Okay? She don't need it. She rock heavy armor, so she eats damage quite well. So I'm like, alright, I would like her face to be back how it used to be. It was a very pretty character that I made a very long time ago. Her face is a little messed up now. Okay, I need to get it fixed because I know how to fix it. That is by removing her vampirism. The heck kind of pistol is it? Springfield, 1911. I couldn't tell because that slide is very boxy. Did I just say Springtail? I can't tell if I said Springfield or Springtail. Springtail's a dang bunny. A rabbit or something. Smith & Wesson, 1911. I meant to say Springfield, but that's not even a Springfield. Smith & Wesson. That slide is mad boxy though, so it gotta be a custom. 1911s don't have boxy slides. Very rounded, very proper for their time. Where guns were very rounded, because a lot of them were made out of piping. Alrighty, I guess we've gone past the normal lines here. One of my favorite pistols right there. First favorite pistol, actually. Second favorite being the Desert Eagle. 50 AE, of course. Now, don't get me wrong, the 357 Magnum in the 44 is cool. 50 AE all the way, baby, all the way and all day. It's all about that 50 AE. Big boy bullet. Get my hands on one of those one of these days. I don't know when, but I'm gonna try. An expensive piece, but no surprise. A lot more expensive than most 1911s unless you're getting something custom. Not like custom to the point you can't use a dang thing, but custom where it's just it's pretty clean for a base look. If it's from the factory, I mean, not use it. Obviously, if you're using your gun outside of recreational shooting, you're gonna be getting some prison time. Okay. You're gonna be getting some good old classic prison time, alright? I said that wrong. Oh, this was a pose, but we shall use it. So who coughing? Stop that. Don't like that. Neck is a little long. Don't do that coughing stuff, you know what I mean? You sick, stay home. Always reminds me of yeah, it's not or she too tall. It always reminds me of a fucking loser that came over while being sick. Knew they were sick, came over, got everybody the Vidco 91. Okay. Man, that ruined a lot of plans at the time. I mean, You know, granted, I don't even do playthrough videos no more, but at the time, I had a very specific plan I had set up for the playthrough channel at the time that I was getting prepared to do. Okay, Far Cry 6 was brand spanking new. Then they had a new DLC dropping. That was the split between Two Worlds joints. And Modern Warfare 2022 was dropping. Okay, I was going to be playing some Far Cry 6 DLC. Then as soon as Modern Warfare 2022 was going to drop, I was going to get prepared to do that. Never happened. Why? Because we got the fucking Vidco 91, dude. I was so dang disappointed, man. Number one, for the simple fact that before that, I hadn't been sick in like 8 years. My immune system is amazing. Okay, I ain't been sick in like, shoot, even now I haven't been sick since that, and that was what, 5 years ago now. Okay, I have an amazing immune system. That's what exercising and eating healthy does for you. I mean, I know some folks out there be getting sick every dang week. I don't know how y'all do it. I don't know how y'all do it. I ain't never got that sick that many times. I get sick every now and then. Usually it's pretty weak. Not that dang Vidco 19. That crap scrambled my brain. Something ain't normal about that crap. I ain't never had a sickness that made me not be able to function and think properly. That crap was weird. Didn't make any dang sense at all. I've had various sicknesses in my life, and that one was the strangest by far. I don't really care. That one was the strangest by far. I've never had something scramble my brain. I remember one time I was going to go use the bathroom, and when I went in the bathroom, I kind of just stood there and looked out the window for probably a solid 15 minutes before I realized, oh, I came in here to use the bathroom. I'm not even lying to you. I was standing at that dang toilet for 15 minutes before I realized I got in there to use the bathroom. No matter what I watched, it just was not interesting. Nothing I listened to was interesting. It made no sense. I just remember spending... That's a great pose, but I don't know if we could use that one. I just remember just nothing I did was like... man, I can't even... I don't know what kind of sound I just made there. I can't explain to y'all how weird having the Vidco 91 was. That was the strangest sickness I had ever received in my life. Nothing worked properly. I couldn't think straight. I couldn't see straight. I couldn't. No music was interesting except for one song, which was I guess I'm not too mad about it because of that I started doing the Russian style music I had never heard beforehand. But that was kind of cool. I'm like, okay, this is a style of music that I kind of enjoy, although a lot of it is a little, I'll just blur. It's a great pose. We can't miss out. Keep it 100. You know what I mean? My whole dang brain was scrambled, dude. Very clearly, most of these dang Skyrim sets, let's keep it 100 here. Most of these I do on Skyrim is definitely going to be making their way to DeviantArt. Let's keep it 100 here. These can't make it to Instagram. Most of them, at least. Maybe the first couple, because they were more on the normal side, but or the first one. But Leo and now this character, these ain't gonna make it on it. But it didn't make no dang sense. I had never in my life had I've had the flu, I've had colds. Colds are usually super weak. Flus are okay. They're never really that devastating to me. Now, I mean, I usually shrug them off fairly easily, but that Vidco stuff, I don't know what the fuck that was. There was no... Oh my goodness, I almost drowned with that crap too. I remember waking up one day, the first day I realized I was sick. My whole fucking chest and throat was... There was so much crap in my dang chest. I'm sitting here trying to clear my throat and it just would not stop. Then I tried to bring it back down, which is nasty. That's the best way I could put it without it sounding horrible. But and when I attempted to do that, that wasn't working because there was so much nasty. Man, it was madness. I'm like, I'm about to fucking drown. So I had to hurry up and make some tea while barely being able to breathe. I have never drunk so much hot lemon honey tea in my life. With the cough drops. Hey, it helped though. It cleared a crap ton of phlegm out of my chest. I don't know how people be coughing that crap up. I haven't figured that out, nor do I really need to, because hot tea, lemon, and honey does a perfect job of clearing it out. I'm gonna leave it at that though, because I don't want to put too much information. Either way, that was the weirdest sickness I had ever had in my life. That's 10 already? Goodness. Like we just started. That is indeed 10. And they all look great. Alright, well, on to the last character. That's Shay, the botanist. I ain't gonna lie, I'm about to use every corner of this dang crib, dude. We got her fancy fit on. Okay, we on Shay, the botanist. Hold on, check the fit, you know what I mean? Real quick fit check, you know what I mean? Looking like fucking, you know what I mean? Like she's supposed to be on. Oh, the necklace and the earrings are 2 different colors. There was so much dang stuff in that pack, I didn't know. I messed up. Keep it as simple as that. The kitchen is kind of nice, but it don't look like she not dressed like she gonna swagging in the kitchen. That don't even make sense. The lighting in this bottom half of the place is kind of busted looking. We got this fool over here just leaning up against the wall like she cooling and crap. And I don't think I just bit the crap out of my tongue. That hurt. I don't think you can change the coloring in these spots, if I'm remembering correctly. They kind of just look the way they look. You see, it didn't even really change. I mean, this is swaggy though. Unless there's some spots upstairs I ain't made use of. If not, then I'm gonna bring her back down. Unless I just do it like right here. I can use the glass. That'd be cool. Just realized that that's separating. I don't know if that was done on purpose or not. Don't look like it was. Okay, well. I'm about to say, maybe we could make it look kind of cool. Nah, not really. Oh my goodness. We got this big panda bear looking fool. I guess we'll have to stick down. Oh, you know what? Let me see. What else places exist in this map? Modern diner. No, that work. Little house, factory, cyber club, town office. See what the club is, maybe? Yeah, that's something special. Yeah, let me see. Now tell me why this lady just pulled up on that dog and called it a stupid dog. That is disrespectful. Leave that dog alone. Hold on. For punishment, you shall be paralyzed. I remember which ability that was. I don't remember what ability that was. I think we I think we out of luck here. Oh, here we go. Call that pole dog stupid. Buster. Look at you, looking like a dummy. Where'd the little doggy go? There you go. Look at him, just chilling. Then she gonna run up, call him a stupid dog, and then run away. But they got Cyberpunk in here. I completely forgot that this place is not safe or anything, because right behind her is some madness. I got a whole bunch of these dang outfits I have not made use of yet. So one of these days we're gonna have to do like a fucking fashion type joint where all the characters just gonna be swagged up. Obviously Aaliyah's gonna be a part of that, because I'm about to, I mean, she gotta be a part of that. Now I'm not sure who else, we'll see. But in the meantime, that club was yeah, that wasn't gonna work. I forgot about the madness that's in there. The madness that is in that dang place. I mean, you know what, how about we have it facing this way toward the drinks and stuff. The TV don't work, but that's all good. Who the heck is that? What kind of cereal is these? Super Loops? Oh no, not the Super Loops. Fucking Super Loops, dude. Yo, man, y'all trying to get some Super Loops? We ain't got no fucking Fruity Loops. Don't ask for none of those. Only Super Loops. Alright? Don't ask for no Fruit Loops. Super Loops only. I figured this might be a problem. We can't really see her behind all these dang walls. Okay, you know, I think it'd be better if we use the upstairs at this stair part. That part's a little busted, but I mean, with her current outfit, it would work if she was somewhere up here. Here? Yeah. We kind of use the spot. Actually, let's go back here instead. Because we already used that side for Aaliyah. Let's make use of, about here. Keep it like a 5-5. 5 standing, 5 sitting. Kind of like how I do on Cyberpunk. Keep it equal, you know? Equal styles and whatnot. Go ahead, add that bit of color. And scroll in. So yeah, I'm gonna be, we're definitely gonna have to do a photo session with all these swaggy clothes. I mean, look at the shoes. They match the dress. Look at the dress. Although I did mess up on the dang necklace and the earrings. They are not the same, but it's all good. He's still swaggy. All right, we're gonna save the pieces for when I make that happen. Instead of using everything up. I gotta remember where all the seated poses are. If they actually work with this little bitty couch. Sit. It says sit, so. Go back to that one. If I move her back. We gotta have good timing here. Oh, okay, never mind. She's just sitting. Alright, that's good. Gotta have good timing. I haven't done anything for this character in a hot minute. Oh, she is definitely floating. Dang it. You know what? Dang, where can we go? So this is the downside of when you're trying not to use too many of the same spots, but you know what spots would work perfectly. You don't want to overuse them. I want to make use. You know what? I messed up. Realistically, I should have had links in a more casual spot, and then use this spot for this character. Because I don't want 2 photos with the characters in the same spot. Although I've done that a million times before, but in this current situation, I'm not trying to do that. But I don't think I have a choice. I definitely, with the way she dressed, she definitely should have been the one here. The first person, so I could back all the way up. I can't back all the way up. Okay, there we go. Realistically, we should have had her in this spot with this old, highly fancy looking outfit. Alright, yeah, that's good. It is what it is. It's not like I haven't done characters in the same spot before. Nothing else we can use. Bring that lighting down a little, or that color down a little bit. Keep that realistic look, you know. I just got this mod pack too. It comes with 400 different options. You could fucking mix and match for the next 60 years, dude. Okay. And like I said, you definitely gonna be seeing more of this. Them fits is clean. I mean, you see it here. She look good. She look great. It's not as comfortable, summery looking as the rest of the characters. It's more like, yo, on the red carpet summer look. Which is exactly what I felt was perfect for this character. Okay, that red carpet type vibes. It's summer on the red carpet, looking as swaggy as ever. You know, because she's a lot shorter, we might actually be able to make this work. Well, that's not the same pose. What am I talking about? That's not the same at all. Uh-oh. I didn't think about that part. I did not think about the stretching of strange clothing pieces. My nose is itching like crazy for some dang reason, and it's annoying the crap out of me. So I'm trying to do this, and my nose won't stop itching. Oh. Alright. Okay, you know what? This ain't gonna work. We gotta find a different spot. It's gonna take me a while, but I'm gonna find something. After lots of running around, kinda completely forgot that the main city exists. I'm like, I have no clue where to do stuff at. There is a whole entire main city. That's where we are right now. Had to whip out her regular gear though. These dang dudes was chasing me and they wouldn't stop, man. Had to murk him. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, you know? I mean, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, Holmes. Alright, now we don't need more color, we need more light, if anything. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. I had to murder both them fools. They wouldn't stop chasing me. Everywhere I teleported to, they were right there behind me. I'm like, alright. I forgot she does have a substantial set of amazing gear. Because she is one of my higher level characters. I kind of forgot I had leveled her that dang high. You tend to forget. When you have as many characters as I do, you tend to forget what you do with all your characters. I have a lot more high level characters than I realized. She's still floating. So we're gonna have to do a little bit of movie magic for this one. I don't think there's enough movie magic in the world. It's either gonna, she obviously looks like she's floating, or she's gonna look like she's about 7 feet tall. Gotta make a choice here. Want her to look 7 feet tall, or do we want her to be floating? Kinda neither, because she ain't supposed to be that dang big. But we ain't got much of a choice. She look clean right now. Gonna go with she kind of definitely look tall right now. She's a Breton, so she ain't actually that tall. Bretons are the shortest. But it ain't working. She's either that or straight up floating. See, by quite the margin. She looks swaggy though. That's all that matters for real, for real. We're definitely gonna make more usage of these outfits in the near future. Yeah, I need you to get the fuck out of here. Why it sound like they way down here, but then I look and they right there? Because of the floating sheet. Look at the little pigeon. That's more detail than I expected. I wasn't expecting them to actually have that level of detail. I was zooming in on purpose to see how goofy it would look. It actually doesn't look goofy at all. It looks like a proper pigeon. Well, I wasn't expecting that. I was kind of shocked. Expecting a really silly looking bird. Instead, it looked quite normal. I don't think these, I think it might be the issue of the table model. I think the table model might be taller than we're being let on. As you can see, floating by a substantial amount, which that means that's the dang table. First two look good though, so we'll keep them. What about these benches? Oh, wait. That's not gonna pop up in photo mode, right? She's actually standing on the bench, so it'll be good. We're gonna be using a whole bunch of these. I might use a couple after this, once I'm done here. I'll hop on some Warcraft for a little bit too, and do some studying in between, or do some study and do some dungeons in between. Proper way to say it. Trying to get leveled up over on MOP Classic, because for my non-Warcraft players, back in the day, okay, there was an expansion variant that we all called MOP Classic. Short way of putting it, long way of putting it is Mists of Pandaria. Okay, and back in those days, there's a class in the game called a Warlock, and back in those days, they had a very rare and weird spec that allowed them to be pretty much melee, which is close range combat for those who not, you know, up to par with certain words. Okay? Close range combat as a Warlock is not a normal thing at all. I also just messed up because I did not adjust the lights before I took that picture. Like, why does this look like crap? It's because I ain't do it properly. What did I have this at? 60? I think I had the lights a little brighter. You know what I'm saying? Go back to that other pose. A melee warlock was not a thing that has ever existed in the world that is Warcraft, okay? So, when it became a thing, I gravitated to it pretty quickly. Better look up a little bit. There we go. I gravitated toward it pretty quickly because, I do a lot of PvP in Warcraft. That is player versus player. That means I'm constantly smacking other people, okay? And though I am pretty good at a few casters, that's long-range classes. Though I'm pretty good at a few caster characters, I absolutely excel with close-range characters. The Warlock was a character I was only able to play sometimes. And that was through various expansions, and it depended on the level. Most of the time being low-level characters. I was really good at playing low-level Warlocks because it was an extremely simple amount of things you needed to do. High-level Warlocks, not so much. Until MOP. With that weird melee build that they had created. Now this weird melee build they had created just so happened to be amazingly tanky. You know what I mean? You could eat severe levels of damage before you start losing any real health. And before you gotta really start worrying about getting murked. Okay? And because of this, I played the crap out of it. A lot of people didn't understand what the fuck the spec was and what its purpose was. I mean, shoot, I barely did because it was straight up a Warlock tank. There was no purpose for a Warlock tank, though I wish that was a thing because that would be cool. I've been wanting a cloth-wearing tank in Warcraft for the longest. Still ain't got that. So when I had figured out what it was, because I saw somebody else playing it, and then I figured it out over on retail, that's normal Warcraft. I didn't feel like leveling a character. I was being lazy, so I'm like, let me run on over to PTR, where you could make an instant level character. Of course, you didn't get to keep the character, but you could instantly get to level 90, free gear, and all that good stuff. So that's what I did. Man, it was the greatest thing I had ever done on Warcraft at that time. The tankiness was insane. I mean, I'm just eating damage. Light work, eating damage, dude. Can't nobody stop me. People could not kill me. The only people who could were other Warlocks who were playing specs that hit just a little too hard. Because even though, like I said, the spec was incredibly tanky, at the end of the day, you're still not technically a tank. So you're going to be missing a lot of health that a tank would have. So let's say for all my non-Warcraft players, so because y'all won't know what a tank would have in the world of Warcraft, okay, at that time. Let's go with like something simple, like a protection warrior, right? Obviously a protection warrior, as its name is, your job is to protect your group. A protection warrior at that time might have had like 1 million health, which is quite a dang bit. Not very many other people are going to have that much health, unless it's another tank. The highest health folks would typically be your Death Knights, your Blood Death Knights. These fools, if you did it how I did it, my Blood Death Knight had 1.4 million health. That dang character's health was so high that I made somebody scared. He was like, yo, that fool got 1.4 million health. We're not going to be able to kill him. Even though it was 10 of them fools. I'm like, there's 10. Oh, shoot. We're going to have to fucking... She got underwear on, but hey, you got to be cautious. I'm like, dude, there's like 10 of y'all. If y'all can't, if all 10 of you can't kill me, we're gonna have some problems. And somebody even agreed. He's like, yeah, that's a lot of health, but there's 10 of us, dude. Come on. It did take him a hot minute to kill me. I'm not even gonna sit here in front. But that is the beauty of what the Death Knight was. Still is. That's the portion you would be missing. A Warlock, though they would have the higher end amount of health in comparison to other DPS classes, that's damage per second. That's your regular non-tank folks. Okay, that's like a guy holding an M16 versus an actual tank. The tank is meant to, you know, do his thing, but the DPS is that dude with that M16, he's spraying crap down. So naturally, you wouldn't have as much health. That was the only problem with that build, because you didn't have the health. So if it was another class who could hit extremely hard, I don't mean like regular damage, I mean like extreme damage. Which was another Warlock, the Destruction Warlock, who was one-shotting people. That's how busted they were. You could two-shot that Warlock. That's how busted they were, though. Anybody else, you were all good. you could sit there and fight 17 mages, 50 rogues, and 5 warriors and be a-okay. You know what I mean? Paladin pull up, don't matter. I still got health and shields. You know what I mean? The Destruction Warlock was the only fool who could hurt that dang melee Warlock build. But sadly, Blizzard only kept it in for one expansion. One. The very next expansion, it was gone, dude. I'm like, are we serious? One expansion? That's all you gonna give us for this amazingness. Now, to be fair, not that many people played it. Oddly enough, as amazing as it was, not that many people played it. And it didn't have any real purpose. It wasn't that great for DPS. It wasn't that great at all for DPS if you're raiding. And for PvP purposes, yes, it was extremely tanky and you could kill most people you fought, especially if you knew what you were doing. But why? You know? Just go play a Protection Warrior. You got more health and you got more defense. Just go play a Death Knight. You got more health, more defense. Just go play a Bear Druid. You got more health, more defense. So I do see why they got rid of it. There was no real purpose for its existence, even though it was very fun. Though they could have done something with it. They could have turned it into an actual tank class. Give it more defense, give it more health. But they decided not to, which to me sucks, because I've always wanted a cloth-wearing tank and a mail-wearing tank in Warcraft, which could easily be a shaman. Shaman could easily be your mail-wearing tank. That looked like she casting spells. And the Warlock could have easily been your cloth-wearing tank. But Blizzard decided not to go with that, which to me frickin' stinks. I have every single tank in the game, because they're just too dang fun. And it's almost impossible for most people to kill you. You know what I mean? You always got griefers in Warcraft, but guess what? If you're playing a tank class, I have never been griefed on any of my tank classes, because you're just not going to kill them like that. Especially because I be knowing what I'm doing, number one. Now, if you don't know what you're doing, then of course you can easily be griefed. If you know what you're doing, it's impossible to be griefed. You got too much dang health, too much defense, and you still have decent amount of damage to be able to fight back easily. Easily. I've had moments in my dang WoW playing career where I'm fighting like 10 people in one go. It's just taking a solid 3-4 minutes just for me to die. Which for my non-Warcraft players, that is a lot of dang time to kill one person when there's 10 of you. Feel what I'm saying? I think that's the most people I ever fought in one go, was about 10 people. Crap was insane. And there's other moments where people could have, but then people started getting a little shook. They like, yo, this dude ain't really dying, and I am, so I'm backing off. And the next you know, it's like 2 guys who are trying their best to kill you, but they just can't. And then tanks being tanks, one thing you never have to worry about as a tank is fighting another tank. Tanks do not waste time fighting each other. I've been on all my dang tank characters, and every time I see another tank, we look at each other and we keep it moving. It's like 2 big dudes. 2 big dudes not gonna fight each other if they ain't got to. It's gonna be too much pain going around. You know what I'm saying? Both them big fools gonna be tired as fuck. It's like, alright, this was dumb. This was dumb. Let's call it a day. They bounce out. Simple as that. A tank ain't gonna fight a tank. It's dumb. And most people, when they see that absurd level of health, they like, well, I ain't messing with that. And I agree, unless you excel in fighting fucking people with too much dang health, it's a waste of time. Now, I'm not gonna lie, because I play every tank, there are times where I will happily go after a tank as a rogue, because I know what they're gonna do to survive. But it's a very specific rogue. That is the assassin rogue, because they got a lot of poisons and nature damage that they can do, so you can eat through all that dang armor. If you ain't got that, it's a waste of dang time. I remember I was on one of my druid tanks, and I did an arena. I never do arena on Warcraft. It's not my playstyle, but it was a new expansion. It was on beta, and I needed to get some videos out because, you know, I'm on beta, and obviously people want to see the new stuff. Especially PvP when it comes to me, because that's pretty much all I do. So I'm like, well, We can't do BGs because there's not enough people playing. There is enough people to do arena. I made a dang druid tank. My teammate, unfortunately, he died. he couldn't last. Man, smacked on a rogue and then smacked the mage afterwards. She was dishing every ability she had in hopes of killing me. To no surprise whatsoever, it's easier said than done, you know, killing a dang druid in bear form with 2 times your health and not quite as much damage, but 2 times your defense as well. Yeah, I didn't use the city. I'm like, you know, what the heck am I doing? Let me use this dang city. It's real nice in here. But with that being said, my good peoples, that is it. That's a full 40. Alright? Make sure you stay tuned, because I'm always doing all things photography, virtual, real life, and sometimes AI. With that being said, check out the links in the description. You might find some stuff you might like. Instagram, Deviant for the stuff that's a little too much for Instagram, but never too much. Don't go over there expecting madness. Yeah. Check out the new merch. With that being said, I'm out.